your next writing assignment is a scholarship essay. Many people that have come through my classes, because I've taught seniors in Honduras since 2009, off and on, many people that have come through my classes have come back to me later and said, hey, I'm trying to get into a university in the United States or in Australia or in England, and I need to write a scholarship essay. And what happens with these is that you get a prompt, and the scholarship committee reviews tons of essays and chooses one or a few students who have impressed them not only with their essays but also their grades and other things, to have a scholarship. Some colleges even, when I say colleges, universities, even require admissions essays, an essay just to get into the college, not for a scholarship. You should know how to attack these kinds of things, and so I'm going to try to help you a little bit. Here is a common essay question, or this type of question. It would be a common question. Actually, I took this one off of a college admissions application. Considering your lifetime goals, discuss how your current and future academic and extracurricular activities might help you to achieve those goals. So as you are preparing yourself to answer this thing, you should know a few things. They're looking for at least 200 words, even if they don't give you a length. A lot of them will say write 200 to 300 words or something like that, just as a guideline. And knowing the general rule of thumb of the economy of language in English, you should know that you shouldn't have unnecessary repetition, and you shouldn't use a lot of ands, and you shouldn't use a lot of pronouns, those types of constructions. You should use words that say something. Another thing you need to look at are, what are the facets of this question? You'll notice that I have little letters around here. If you can see my board, I hope you can. The S here is for subject. Up here is occasion. The occasion is writing for a scholarship. The A here is audience, and the P here is purpose. Okay, so part of the subject is we want to make sure that we address all of the facets or sides of this question. So there's your lifetime goals. There are your activities. Extracurricular means those that you do outside of school. If you take ballet, or you're trying to learn Mandarin, or you're a computer buff, or a soccer player, or whatever. Those are extracurricular activities. Academic activities. For you, the main one that you would probably want to include is that you have been learning English for your entire school career, most of you. So you want to include that somewhere in there. That's what makes you stand out. Through this whole thing, you want to stand out to the scholarship committee. You want them to say, this person's different. This person might have some interesting things to add to our program, that kind of thing. And they would consider you. Let's see. So you have lifetime goals, you have current academic and extracurricular activities, future ones. So let's say you want to be a veterinarian, so you're applying to this school or for this scholarship because you know that this school has a good program to learn veterinary science, or whatever. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is famous for its creative writing program, and if you want to be a writer, then you might choose that, and that's a long-term, not long-term, but that is a future academic activity. So thinking about those future extracurricular activities could be you want to work for a newspaper while you're going to college, or if you're going to be an international relations person, you would like to be a page for the United Nations. There's a lot of different things you could put there. Let's see, what are the facets of this question? And why is the scholarship committee asking you this? This is what you need to keep in mind in the back of your mind, and not in the front of your paper, but in the back of your mind. You need to have the audience of the scholarship committee in mind. They're making a decision of who, of all of these hundreds of people who have applied for this scholarship, to choose for this thing. And why are they asking? So the purpose, your purpose needs to be related to the why, but not expressly. You don't need to say it in so many words, but you need to keep it in your mind, in the back of your mind, while you're planning what you're going to be writing. The scholarship committee is asking you this question because they want to know if you can set long-term goals and work toward them in increments, one small thing at a time. There's a saying that says, that's in English, there's like a riddle, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. You know, so you have, and that's to say that how do you accomplish a very large goal? One little thing at a time, one part of it at a time, or one step at a time. And it says, make your response personal. You want to stand out among all the others already said. How do you do that? You include details that you know that nobody else knows. You include examples of things in your life that are not in other people's lives. You include word choices that let the person know that you have a sense of humor, or that you you're articulate. You can choose just the right word. Or you might use like jargon, which means words that are common for the industry that you want to enter. Those would be some ways that you could stand out among the other applicants. So these are just some general guidelines for your pre-writing, okay? And remember, for this writing assignment, 7 points for pre-writing. That's one assignment. 7 points for a rough draft. That's another assignment. 7 points for revisions. That's another assignment. And 7 points for final draft. That's another assignment. That's 28 points that are coming up really soon. And this is your first 7 on this writing assignment. So, here's 2 parts. The first one is just getting started with gathering your thoughts. And the second one is organizing those thoughts. So I want you to write some things down to go with this. Part A, I want you to write a few life goals. And you can see that I did not write complete sentences, and I did not write any paragraphs on this at all. And that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to write a rough draft. I want you to just list some things. And so I just tried to think of what you might choose. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe they would like to promote tourism in Honduras. They would like to travel around the world. They would like to maybe work in the hotel industry or in publicity and international relations. So these are some life goals that somebody in your age range and somebody who has your experiences might want to reach. And current activities, okay, you want to put studying English in there. And see if you want to promote tourism, then you might want to say that you live in a tourist destination. Maybe that you've even translated on the spot for people who came to Valle de Angeles and didn't understand about the money, or about even how to find places or something like that. So, or you know about tourism. Maybe you've worked in one of the souvenir shops. Maybe maybe your mom owns a restaurant. And so you know how to relate to people from different countries, or at least different places in Honduras. Maybe you volunteer for brigades, medical brigades, or evangelical brigades. Maybe you like to make YouTube videos. That relates to publicity. That means that you can adapt and use whatever technology is available to you to make publicity. So you can see how these things are related to these things. Okay, so I want you to just list a few things under each one of these categories: life goals and current activities. Now we're going to go into organization. Okay, so as you organize your thoughts, I want you to have an introduction, a conclusion, and 3 body paragraphs, just like usual. In a university situation, they're going to expect you at the minimum to be able to write a good 5-paragraph essay with an introduction and a conclusion. That's kind of bottom line as far as freshman English expectations are concerned. So in your introduction, it should be something about you, something brief. My name is Pierre Hernandez. Where did I come up with the name Pierre? I don't know. My name is Pierre Hernandez. I've lived in Honduras all of my life, but have really wanted to travel around the world. I love to watch videos of places around the world, and that kind of thing. And you want to end your introduction with something like this, like, I'm applying for this scholarship because it will help me to reach my goals of pursuing a career in the hotel industry and possibly further down the line, international relations. Okay? So something about you, and then end the introduction paragraph with, I'm applying for this scholarship because it will help me reach my goals, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there are some different ways that you can organize your body paragraphs, and I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. You can choose one of those, or you can choose another way to organize your paragraphs. It's fine. One way is to write a goal and activities that you do that will help you reach that goal, and then another goal and activities that you do that will help you reach that goal. So if you have goals that are not necessarily closely related with each other, but you really want to accomplish all of them, then, like, if you want to play professional soccer and you also want to have a career in the hotel industry and you're interested in public speaking, those things are not super related, and so you might put them in their own paragraphs and talk about how the activities that you do will help you to reach that goal. Another way to organize could be, you desire something for Honduras. That could be one paragraph. Goals to contribute to that, and then current activities that you do that go along with that. I had a student at one time who observed that the infrastructure in Tegucigalpa was not the best. When I say infrastructure, I'm talking about the roads, which those are improving, but this was several years ago. But the roads, the plumbing and stuff like that were not the best. Garbage disposal and things like that. And those have to do with civic engineering. And he wanted to go to another country and learn more about civic engineering from another country. And so his desires were to see Honduras improve in these areas, and he would like to be a person that would contribute to that improvement. The goals that he had would be to study this in another country and bring back that knowledge to his home country and improve things. And then the current activities were volunteering as a translator for tourists, and he just really liked to read about these things. I think he kind of like, the mayor of Tegucigalpa was always really interested in roadworks, and he read about those things, and he went and observed when people were doing these things, but his family didn't let him pursue that career, but he was always interested in it. So as mayor, he was able to enter into that to some extent, and so it's kind of fun to watch how he does that. But those are 2 different ways that you could organize your body paragraphs, or you could come up with your own way to organize your body paragraphs. But when I read it, I need to see that there's some kind of logical organization. It's up to you, though. And the conclusion, just make yourself look good. Okay, so if I were that person, I would talk about how much I love my country and how I want to return to my country and make it a better place for everyone, the people that live there and the people that visit there, yada, yada, yada. And that made him look like somebody respectful and respectable and somebody who could contribute something to an international studies program at a college. So I have a couple of tips down here. Never write about your writing. Don't say, I'm going to write about 3 reasons why I want this scholarship. No. Don't write about your writing. Just write what you're going to say. Don't write about what you're going to write. And don't do it at the end either. I hope you've enjoyed reading the 3 reasons that I want this scholarship. No. And don't, while I'm at it, don't speak directly to your audience. Don't use the word you, and don't, above all, don't use imperative sentences. Don't tell your reader what to do. People who are in this position are not used to other people, especially teenagers, telling them what to do. And they probably won't receive that well. So I hope this has helped you. Let me know if you couldn't see it too well. I will put a picture on the page or something, or send it to you in WhatsApp or something. I know there's a glare up there, but there really isn't anything there. It's a scholarship essay, and it says considering your lifetime goals. So I think it really doesn't block it. I can't really tell from here. Anyway, I hope you'll do well on this. I'll be interested to see what your goals are and how your current activities relate to them. Happy writing.